Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sam Fury Show. This episode is a deep dive discussion into Sam Fury's summary of Chapter 10 from the book Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. It has been created with the help of AI. The chapter is titled Living Profit First. You can read the original post at samfury.com.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be tackling something a little different.
Oh.
Yeah, we're looking at this idea of using a business concept
Okay,
called
cool.
Profit First
Interesting.
for our own personal finances.
Okay.
And the source material we've got is Chapter 10 for the Profit First book.
Okay.
It's all about living profit first.
Makes sense.
And they basically say that this system can help you reach financial freedom. So we're going to be taking a deep dive into that and seeing if this business strategy can really work
Okay.
for
Yeah.
our own personal finances.
So what makes Profit First so different is that it kind of flips the script on how we normally think about budgeting
Okay.
instead of, the typical spend first, save what's left.
Right, which never really works.
Exactly. You rarely have anything left to save.
Yeah.
Profit First says, no, we're going to put Profit First right from the start.
Interesting.
It's about being strategic with your income.
Okay, so it's not just about
Right.
depriving yourself and living like a minimalist.
No, not at all.
It's more about setting ourselves up
Exactly.
for long-term success.
It is.
But when they talk about financial freedom,
Yeah.
what does that actually look like?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Think of it like this.
Okay.
It's not just about, being super rich.
Right.
It's more about having your money work for you through investments, savings, maybe even some side hustles,
Okay.
to the point that it generates enough income to cover all your living expenses
Oh, wow.
with extra left over to keep growing.
I like that.
Imagine,
Yeah.
waking up every day and knowing you have the freedom to do what you want,
Yeah.
spend time with loved ones, travel the world.
Without being tied to a job.
Exactly. That's the power of financial freedom.
Okay. Sign me up. How do we actually get there?
Well, the book outlines 5 steps to living a profit-first life.
All right.
And the first one,
Yeah.
it might not be the most fun.
Let's hear it.
It's facing reality.
Yeah?
Adding up all your monthly bills, your yearly expenses,
Right.
any debt you have.
Not exactly a party.
Not really, no,
But you got to know where you stand
you do.
before you can move forward.
Exactly. It's like taking inventory of
Yeah.
your financial situation.
Okay.
Once you have that clear picture of
Yeah.
your income, expenses, and debt,
Yeah.
then you can start making smart decisions about how to allocate your money.
Okay.
Then the next step is committing to stop the bleeding. No more new debt.
Okay. So,
If you can't buy it with cash you have on hand,
right.
you don't buy it.
Gotcha. No more impulse buys.
Exactly.
But then this is where things get a little tricky for me.
Okay.
Step 3 is setting aside money for retirement.
Right.
Even if you haven't paid off all your debt yet,
Yeah.
they say start with just 1%
Uh-huh.
and then gradually increase it
Okay.
as you make progress.
Right.
I mean, that sounds a little crazy to me.
I know it might seem counterintuitive,
Yeah.
but trust me,
Okay.
this is where things change.
Right.
Even a small, consistent contribution can grow so much over time,
Really?
thanks to compound interest.
Okay. I'm listening.
Let me give you an example.
Okay.
Imagine investing just $100 per month,
All right.
starting at age 25,
Okay.
and earning an average annual return of 7%.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have over $250,000 by the time you're 65.
Wow. That's a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you wait until you're 35
Okay.
to start investing the same amount, you'll only have about $100,000 at retirement.
It's a huge difference.
It is a difference of $150,000.
Okay. I see your point.
It's all about the long game.
So we've tackled the first 3 steps.
Right.
Facing reality,
Yes.
stopping new debt,
Mm-hmm.
and starting to save for retirement,
Right.
even if it's just a little bit.
Even just a little.
But how do we actually manage our money day to day
Yeah.
with this system?
So with Profit First, it's not about throwing all your money into one big account.
Right.
It's about creating a system
Yeah.
that works for you.
Right.
And the book recommends setting up 5 separate bank accounts.
5.
5.
Okay.
Each with a specific purpose.
Interesting.
You've got income, vault,
Mm.
recurring payments, day-to-day, and debt destroyer.
So it's like dividing your money
Exactly.
into different buckets.
Exactly.
All right, let's break those down.
Okay.
The income account, that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, that's where all your money goes first.
Before you distribute it to the other accounts.
Yes.
Then there's the vault.
Yeah, the vault is kind of cool.
Yeah, what is that?
It's like your financial fortress.
Okay.
You build your emergency fund there, and eventually you can even create passive income through investments.
Oh, wow.
It's like your safety net and your long-term wealth-building machine.
I like it.
What about recurring payments? That one's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, that's for like your monthly bills?
Exactly. Things like rent, utilities, subscriptions.
Right.
That way you're always prepared
Yeah, that makes sense.
when those bills come.
So we've got income, vault, recurring payments.
Right.
What about day-to-day?
Day-to-day. Now that's where it gets fun.
All right, tell me more.
That account is for everything else.
Okay.
Groceries, gas, entertainment, all those things that make life enjoyable.
Right.
It's about giving yourself permission to spend,
Yeah.
guilt-free, within a set budget.
I like that.
And then we have the debt destroyer account.
Okay, that one sounds serious.
Yeah. This is your weapon against debt.
So?
Credit card balances, student loans, personal loans.
Okay.
By putting money into this account,
Yeah.
you can speed up your debt payoff.
And free yourself from those interest payments.
Exactly.
So we've got our 5 accounts set up. Each one plays a different role.
Yes.
But I'm guessing there's more to this system.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Than just dividing up our money, right?
Right.
The real magic is in how you distribute your income.
Okay, so how do we do that?
We'll dive into that in a bit, but first, there's another interesting piece of advice in the book that I want to touch on.
What is it?
They actually recommend cutting up your credit cards.
Wait, are they saying to go completely credit card free?
Well, not entirely.
Okay.
They do say to keep one for emergencies,
Right.
tucked away safely, but the idea is to break free from that debt cycle by removing the temptation to overspend.
Okay, so regain control over spending habits.
Yeah.
And focus on building a solid base.
Yes.
What about credit scores?
Yeah, they do matter.
Right.
But the book argues that being debt-free is more valuable.
Than a perfect credit score.
Exactly. Once you're financially stable, you can rebuild your credit the right way.
Right.
It's about shifting your priorities.
Right.
And realizing that true wealth isn't about how much you can borrow. It's about how much you own.
Okay, yeah. That's the different way of looking at things.
It is.
So we've got our accounts set up.
Yes.
We've ditched the credit cards.
Okay.
Mostly.
Uh-huh.
We're ready to start putting this system into action.
Right.
But how do we actually decide how much money
Okay.
goes into each account?
That's where this strategic allocation comes in.
Okay.
Let's talk about how to allocate those profit payouts.
Okay.
So you've got your business, you're generating income, the profits are coming in. The book recommends a really specific way to distribute this money.
Okay, so no more just spending those profits randomly.
Not at all. There's a system here.
All right, I'm all ears.
So the key is
Yeah.
to prioritize paying off any existing debt you have. That's what your debt destroyer account is for.
Right.
Now, here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
While you're still working on paying off like credit card balances or other high interest debts,
Yeah.
the book suggests using 90%.
90%.
Yes, 90% of each profit payout.
Wow, that seems like a lot.
It does,
But I guess it makes sense to get rid of that debt fast.
Exactly. The faster you pay off those high interest debts, the better.
Okay.
Plus, here's a little reward for being so responsible.
Ooh, I like rewards.
You get to enjoy the other 10% of each payout
Okay.
as a guilt-free reward for your hard work.
Okay, I like that.
It's all about finding that balance
Right.
between being financially responsible
Yeah.
and still enjoying some of the fruits of your labor.
I like that. So it's not all about deprivation.
No, not at all.
You can still celebrate those wins.
Exactly.
But what happens when you've paid off those,
Yeah.
those pesky credit cards and loans?
Once you've conquered those,
Yes.
then you can shift your focus to those bigger long-term debts,
Right.
like your mortgage.
Right.
And at this stage, the allocation changes a bit.
How so?
You'll now use 45% towards debt reduction,
Okay.
and you get to keep a whopping 55%.
55% to enjoy.
That's right.
Okay, that's starting to sound pretty good.
And once you've paid off all your debts, credit cards, loans, mortgage, everything,
Okay, the whole shebang.
you got it.
Then what? Do I just keep 100% of my profit?
You do. Once you're completely debt-free,
Wow.
you have the freedom to do whatever you want with all of your profit payouts.
All right.
You can invest it, save it, spend it, whatever you choose.
So that's what I call financial freedom.
That's the goal.
But even when you're following this system perfectly, it's so easy to fall into the trap
Oh, yeah.
of lifestyle inflation.
It is.
You know, as you earn more, you spend more.
It's so common.
The book calls this Parkinson's law,
Right.
that expenses expand to fill the available space.
Like your money is a gas.
Yeah.
It just expands to fill its container.
Okay, so how do we avoid that?
That's where the idea of living a fixed lifestyle comes in.
Okay, a fixed lifestyle. Does
Yeah.
that mean I have to, like,
Huh?
live in a tiny house and eat ramen all the time?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
This isn't about deprivation.
Okay.
It's about being intentional with your spending
Okay.
and creating a life that is both fulfilling
Right.
and financially sustainable.
So it's about finding that sweet spot
Exactly.
where you're happy with what you have
Yes.
and not constantly trying to keep up with the Joneses.
You got it.
But how do you actually define this fixed lifestyle?
Well, the book recommends choosing
Yeah.
a fulfilling yet fixed lifestyle level.
Okay.
One that you can comfortably maintain no matter how much your income increases.
Okay, so it's about setting a standard
Yes.
and sticking to it.
Exactly.
But how do you choose that standard?
So think about creating a budget
Okay.
that covers all your essentials.
Like housing, food, those kinds of things.
Exactly. Things like housing, food, transportation, healthcare.
Okay.
And then leave some room for the things that bring you joy.
Right, like hobbies.
Yeah, hobbies, travel, entertainment.
Right.
But without going overboard,
Right.
the key is to be realistic about your needs and wants
Yeah.
and make choices that align with your values
Right.
and your long-term goals.
This whole idea of a fixed lifestyle,
Yeah.
it reminds me of something else the book talks about.
What's that?
Embracing frugality.
Ah, yes, frugality.
But when I hear that word, I think of,
Uh-huh. I know what you mean.
like, clipping coupons and wearing hand-me-downs.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about here.
Okay, so what is it about?
Frugality is not about deprivation.
Right.
It's about being resourceful, finding creative ways to save money,
Okay.
and getting the most value out of every dollar you spend.
So it's more about being smart with your money,
It is.
not just saying no to everything.
Exactly.
So how do we embrace this frugality thing?
Well, the book has some really great tips.
Okay, like what?
Like always considering free options first.
Okay.
Can you borrow a book from the library?
Instead of buying it.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Can you find free workout classes online
Oh, yeah.
instead of joining an expensive gym?
Right.
Can you pack a lunch instead of eating out?
Those are good ideas.
You'd be surprised how many free or low-cost alternatives are out there.
Yeah, if you just look for them.
Exactly.
I also love the idea of buying used.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
You know, thrift stores, online marketplaces.
Absolutely.
Even asking friends and family
Yes.
before buying something new.
You can find amazing deals
Right.
on gently used items.
And it's better for the environment, too.
That's a bonus.
So we've got free options, buying used.
Okay,
What else?
here's another tip that might feel a little uncomfortable,
Okay.
but it can save you a ton of money.
What is it?
Negotiating prices.
Oh, haggling.
Yeah, it might seem awkward,
Yeah.
but you'd be surprised how often businesses are willing to negotiate,
Really?
especially for big ticket items
Like what?
like furniture, appliances, even cars. I never thought about that. Don't be afraid to ask for a discount
Okay.
or to compare prices from different vendors.
Right, shop around.
Exactly. You might get a much better deal.
So we've got free options, buying used, negotiating prices.
Right.
Any other frugal tips?
One of my favorites is batching errands and activities.
Okay, what does that mean?
It's about saving time and money on transportation.
Okay.
For example, plan your grocery shopping trips for once a week.
Right.
Combine trips to the bank, the post office, other errands.
Yeah.
That way, you're not driving all over town.
Right, that makes sense.
It can save you money on gas and wear and tear on your car.
And probably less stressful, too.
Definitely.
So we're being mindful of our spending,
Yes.
we're embracing frugality,
Uh-huh.
and we're setting ourselves up for success
Right.
with this fixed lifestyle approach.
Exactly.
But what about when we do get a raise or a bonus?
Yeah. How do you handle those income increases?
Exactly. How do we avoid falling back into that lifestyle inflation trap?
Well, that's where the wedge theory comes in.
Okay, the wedge theory.
This one really clicked for me.
Okay, tell me more.
It's a practical way to manage those income increases
Mhm.
while still allowing yourself to enjoy some of that extra money.
Okay, I like that.
So every time your income goes up,
Uh-huh.
whether it's a raise, a promotion, a bonus,
Right.
you split that increase in half.
And half.
Yep. 50% goes straight to your vault account.
Oh, right, for long-term savings and investments?
Exactly.
What about the other half?
The other 50% gets added to your regular income, and you allocate it like you normally would.
So it's like half of that raise is found money.
You got it.
That goes straight to savings.
It's a way to celebrate those wins
Right.
without completely blowing your progress.
How clever.
You get to enjoy some of the benefits of your increased income,
Yeah.
but you're also building your financial security.
At the same time.
Exactly. It's like having your cake and eating it too.
And the best part is,
Yeah,
it creates this positive feedback loop.
absolutely.
Your vault account grows.
Yeah.
You generate more passive income.
From interest or investments.
Right. And that fuels even more savings growth.
Exactly. It's like a snowball effect.
I like that.
The more you save, the more you earn.
And the faster you reach financial freedom.
That's the power of the system.
Okay, so this whole profit first thing,
Yeah.
it's about prioritizing profit,
Yes.
paying down debt,
Uh-huh.
consistently saving and investing.
Right.
But what about families?
Oh, great question.
Can this work for them too?
Absolutely.
Right.
In fact, the book has a whole section on profit first for kids.
Oh, I'm curious about this.
It's all about teaching kids about financial responsibility
Yeah.
from a young age.
Makes sense. Start them early.
Exactly.
But how does that work?
They suggest setting up a chore system
Okay.
where kids can earn money by doing chores around the house.
So they learn that connection
Yeah,
between effort and reward.
exactly.
But what about bank accounts? Are we giving young kids their own debit cards?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
For younger kids, they recommend a simpler system.
Okay, like what?
Envelopes.
Envelopes.
Yep, you can have an envelope for spending,
Okay.
an envelope for saving,
Yeah.
even an envelope for giving,
Oh, that's nice.
so they can learn about charitable causes.
I like that.
It's a tangible way to teach kids about money.
Right. They can actually see it.
Exactly, they can see their money growing.
And then, as they get older,
Yes.
you can introduce them to more complex stuff.
Right, like budgeting, investing, even the profit first system itself.
Okay.
The key is to make it fun and engaging.
Yeah, that's important.
You want them to learn good habits early on.
So we've been focusing on the practical side of profit first,
Yeah.
but there's also a psychological component, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just about the numbers.
It's not.
It's also about your mindset
Right.
and your relationship with money.
Exactly. And one of the most powerful messages in the book
Yeah.
is the idea of shifting from a scarcity mindset
Okay.
to an abundance mindset.
What does that mean?
So a scarcity mindset is all about fear, anxiety, feeling like you never have enough.
I think a lot of people can relate to that.
It's very common.
Yeah.
People with a scarcity mindset tend to focus on what they lack.
Right. Instead of what they have.
Exactly.
Okay, so what's the opposite of that?
The opposite is an abundance mindset.
Okay.
This is about gratitude, generosity,
Okay.
and believing that there is more than enough to go around.
So it's about feeling secure
Yes,
and confident about your finances.
that's it.
Okay, how do we cultivate that?
One of the best ways is to practice gratitude.
Hmm.
Take some time each day to appreciate the things you have,
Right.
both big and small.
Like what?
It could be as simple as having a roof over your head,
Okay.
a loving family,
Yeah.
a delicious meal.
It's easy to take those things for granted.
It is.
So what we're prioritizing profit,
Yes.
paying down debt,
Uh-huh.
saving consistently,
Right.
embracing frugality,
Yeah.
cultivating an abundance mindset. Anything else?
There's one more piece
Yep.
that's crucial for success.
What's that?
Financial literacy.
Right. It's not enough to just follow the system.
Exactly. You need to understand how it works.
Yeah. Make informed decisions.
That's it.
But where do you even start with that?
There are so many resources out there.
Okay.
Books, podcasts, websites,
Okay.
even online courses. They can teach you everything from basic budgeting
Yeah.
to investing strategies.
To retirement planning.
Exactly. Find something that resonates with you.
And don't be afraid to ask for help.
Right. There are financial advisors and coaches.
Who can give you personalized advice?
Absolutely. Like having a financial Sherpa
I like that analogy.
guiding you through the complex world of finance.
Okay, so we're talking about prioritizing profit,
Yes.
paying down debt,
Right.
saving consistently,
Uh-huh.
embracing frugality,
Yep.
cultivating an abundance mindset,
Yes.
and boosting our financial literacy.
Those are powerful tools.
They are, but
Yeah.
this journey isn't always easy.
It's not.
There will be challenges and setbacks.
There will.
So how do we stay motivated?
One of the best things you can do
Yeah.
is find an accountability partner
Okay.
or join a supportive community.
Right. People who understand what you're going through.
Exactly.
Makes it easier to stay on track.
It does.
Okay, what else?
Don't underestimate the power of visualization.
Okay.
Take some time each day
Yeah.
to visualize yourself achieving your goals.
Picture yourself succeeding.
Exactly. Imagine yourself living debt-free,
Yeah.
having a comfortable nest egg,
Right.
pursuing your passions.
Without financial constraints.
That's it. The more vividly you can picture it, the more likely you are to make it happen.
It's like creating a mental roadmap.
It is.
Speaking of roadmaps,
Yeah.
in the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
we're going to explore how to turn these dreams into reality.
Sounds good.
We'll talk about goal setting, creating a plan,
Okay.
and taking those first steps.
Awesome.
But before we do that,
Yeah.
let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned.
Okay.
What are some key takeaways that resonated with you?
Yeah. What are you excited to put into practice?
We'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, so for the final part of our deep dive into living profit first,
Sounds good.
she talked about all sorts of things. You know, setting up those special bank accounts,
Yes.
embracing that frugal lifestyle, getting into the right mindset.
Absolutely.
But now let's talk about actually putting this all into action.
Yeah, that's the important part, right?
It is, because it's one thing to know it,
Right.
but it's another thing to actually do it.
Exactly. We need to turn this knowledge into real change.
So where do we even begin?
Well, it can seem overwhelming
Yeah, a little.
to think about changing your whole financial approach.
Right, it's a big change.
It is, but, you know,
Every journey starts with that first step.
it does.
And sometimes the simplest thing
Right.
can be the most powerful.
We'll see.
Well, remember those 5 core accounts?
Oh, yeah, the income,
Right.
vault, recurring
Yeah.
payments,
Yeah.
day-to-day, and debt destroyer.
Those ones, if you haven't already,
Yeah.
setting those up is a great place to start.
It is. It's like building a foundation
Yeah.
for your financial house.
Okay, I like that.
Once you have that structure,
Yeah.
you can start making those strategic money moves.
Right, and actually see the system in action.
Exactly. It's about creating a system that just works,
Right, that takes care of itself.
even when you're busy with other stuff.
So once those accounts are set up,
Then what?
well, then you go back and look at those percentages.
The allocation percentages, right?
Yeah, the ones we talked about.
Oh,
Remember, they change depending on how much debt you have.
yes, that's important.
Start putting your money into those accounts
Right.
according to the guidelines.
And watch what happens.
Yeah, what happens?
You'll start to see real progress towards your goals.
It's almost like you're putting your money on autopilot,
It's a little like that.
so you don't have to think about it so much.
Exactly. It takes the emotion out of it.
Yeah, that can be tough sometimes,
It can.
especially when you're tempted to,
Spend money you shouldn't.
Exactly.
But having that system in place
Yeah.
really helps you stay consistent.
Okay, so setting up the system is the first step.
Right.
But what about that whole idea
Yeah.
of defining your fulfilling fixed lifestyle?
Yes, that's where the real transformation happens.
Right, because it's so easy to fall into that trap
Oh, yeah.
of thinking that happiness comes from having more stuff.
It's a common trap.
But this profit-first approach,
Yeah,
it challenges us to really think about what matters.
it does.
And to build a life
Right.
that's both fulfilling and financially sustainable.
It's about aligning your spending with your values and prioritizing experiences over possessions.
So how do we actually do that?
Well, start by looking at your current spending habits.
Make sure to track your expenses.
Exactly. Track everything for a month or two.
Yeah.
See where your money's really going.
I think a lot of people would be surprised
I think so, too.
to see where their money actually goes.
It's easy to lose track.
Yeah, of those little things that add up.
That's why tracking is so important.
Okay, so once you know where your money's going,
Then what?
then you can start to see where you can cut back.
Without sacrificing your happiness.
Right, and this is where those frugal hacks
Ah, yes, the frugal hacks.
come into play.
Choosing free options, buying used, negotiating prices.
Those little things can make a big difference.
They really can.
And don't be afraid to get creative.
Oh, I love that.
Challenge yourself to find new ways to save.
Turn it into a game.
Yeah, make it fun.
See how much you can stretch your budget.
Right, while still living a good life.
Exactly. It's all about being resourceful.
But what about those times
Yeah.
when things get tough?
Okay, when life throws you a curveball.
Right, like unexpected expenses.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just make a mistake.
It happens.
How do we stay on track then?
Well, that's where having a support system
Okay,
really helps.
like an accountability partner?
Exactly. Someone you can share your goals with
Right, someone to cheer you on.
and to offer encouragement when you need it.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
It is.
When you don't feel like you're doing it alone.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to seek professional guidance.
Oh, yeah, like a financial advisor.
Yeah, or a coach, someone who can give you personalized advice.
Sometimes that can make all the difference.
It can. It's like having a financial Sherpa
Right, guiding you along the way.
through those tough financial terrains.
But beyond the practical stuff,
Yeah.
there's that mindset piece too, right?
Oh, absolutely. That abundance mindset.
That's the key.
It is shifting your focus from scarcity to possibility.
Right, from fear to gratitude.
When you believe there's enough for everyone,
Yeah,
you open yourself up to so much more.
opportunities in abundance.
That's it. Practice gratitude. Celebrate your wins.
Okay,
And focus on the positive.
so we've talked about setting up the system,
Yeah?
defining our lifestyle,
Yeah.
being frugal,
Yeah.
staying accountable,
Right.
and getting into that abundance mindset.
Anything else?
Well, there's that one last thing.
Okay, what's that?
Financial literacy.
Ah, yes, that's important.
It is, because we need to understand
Right.
how money works.
Exactly. It's not enough to just follow a system blindly.
We need to understand why it works.
And how to adapt it to our own lives.
So take the time to learn about budgeting and saving,
Okay.
investing, managing debt.
Right. Empower yourself with knowledge.
And remember,
Yeah.
this is a lifelong journey.
It is. There's always something new to learn.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Right.
I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
If you knew you could achieve financial freedom
Yeah.
using this system, what's the first step you would take
Today, right now.
today, right now, to make it a reality?
That's a great question.
Would you set up those accounts?
Yeah.
Would you define your lifestyle?
Hmm.
Would you commit to a savings goal?
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
take action.
Don't let anything hold you back.
The power to change your financial life
Yeah.
is in your hands.
It really is. Even small steps taken consistently can make a big difference.
So start today.
And watch your financial future unfold.
That's what I love about this system.
So that's it for our deep dive into living profit first.
We did it.
I hope you found it insightful
And inspiring.
and empowering.
Until next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Sam's Summaries. If you found this episode useful, let us know with a like, follow, and share. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to visit samfury.com to get free access to all of Sam's original summaries, which you can download as PDFs, as well as other exclusive content. It's all completely free at samfury.com.